Hello, every pony. Scour89 here once again with another fanfiction reading. Um, and I feel like this is going to be a bad one, like a terribly not poorly written, but just plain stupid. But it has a lot of likes on it, so who knows? This is Rainbow Dash and the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. That song was bad enough as it was. Well, I mean, I like it, but it just makes no sense. And it's written by Blue Shift. So, without further ado, Rainbow Dash and the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Rainbow Dash cried in pain and tried once more to tug at her injured wing, which was trapped fast under the cold, hard boulder. "It's not fair!" she gasped, flopping down in defeat, staring up at the cold night sky and preparing to die. The only noise was the wind rustling through Ghastly Gorge, like a mocking laughter cackling all around. "How could this happen to the same pony twice?" Rainbow Dash gave another pained pull at her wing, to no avail. She had been practicing her flying through the dangerous terrain when a freak rock fall had knocked her to the ground and trapped her wing. Again. "Curse you, rock! Curse you!" she swore, punching it as hard as she could with her hoof. The large brown rock stayed silent, slowly crushing the life out of her wing. "I don't want to die here!" she wailed to the heavens. Her voice was already hoarse from shouting. No pony would come to rescue her. Not this late at night. She was doomed. "Someone! Anyone! Save me!" "I'll save you!" a strange booming reply rang out, causing Rainbow Dash to crane her neck up painfully to look about. There was no one there, though only rocks. With a sudden rumble like thunder, another rock tumbled down the side of the gorge toward her. "Avalanche!" she screamed helplessly, trying to shield her face for all the good it would do her. The rock spun down the crevice, skipping and bouncing toward Rainbow Dash, who gritted her teeth, steeling herself for the end. It didn't come. The rock collided with the boulder, pinning her wing, sending it flying like a billiard ball. I don't know. I'm free. She slowly sat up with a wince, looking down at her tattered wing. It was squashed badly, but nothing she hadn't handled before. She looked around for her mysterious rescuer, seeing only the walls of the gorge, dappled by the blue light. Dappled blue by the moonlight. I don't know what I was saying. "Thank you," she called out, "whoever you are." "That's okay, Rainbow Dash, but you must leave. You're in great danger." Rainbow Dash turned, mouth agape at the source of the voice. There was no denying it. The strong, booming tone came from the rock that had tumbled down the cliff. A strangely familiar rock. "Tom?" she gasped in recognition. There was no other explanation. It was Tom the Rock, Rarity's once friend. You can talk?" "Of course, Rainbow Dash." The rock vibrated slightly as it spoke. Rainbow Dash sidling up to it, staring with unbridled curiosity. "But my name is not Tom." Rainbow Dash leapt back with a squeal as the rock started to shudder and shake before suddenly exploding upward as it seemed to open up, panels sliding back to reveal gleaming metal limbs until before her toward a large humanoid creature. What? Panels sliding back to reveal gleaming metal limbs until before her. Oh, okay. Until before her towered a large humanoid creature, half rock, half metal. "My name is Prince Boulder," the rock announced. "I am a rock lord." "Is that like a transformer?" Rainbow Dash's eyes sparkled with excitement. Prince Boulder frowned. Sort of. We're more like He trailed off, a large stubby blaster peering in his fist as he whirled around. "You must escape, Rainbow Dash. You have found yourself in the middle of a war beyond good, beyond evil, beyond the wildest imagination." "I'm not scared," Rainbow Dash puffed puffed her chest out, but inwardly she was shaking slightly at the sudden revelation. She stretched her battered wing with a yelp. Die, Rainbow Dash! Rainbow Dash and Prince Boulder turned as the brown rock that had pinned Rainbow Dash down suddenly returned with a vengeance, rolling across the flat ground with a freight train. Flat ground. Wait, what? Rolling across the flat ground like a freight train before it too transformed to reveal a powerful, stocky frame and a snarling green face. Also, he had a mohawk. Magmar. Magmar, really? They couldn't come up with any better name than a Pokemon. Anyway. Magmar, Prince Boulder hissed, stepping defiantly in front of Rainbow Dash. His gun raised. I should have known. Yes, it is I, Magmar, leader of the evil Rock Lords. Magmar grinned, revealing razor-sharp teeth. Step aside, Boulder. The evil League of Evil has decided that Rainbow Dash must die. She is the only one who can stop us. From the shadows stepped a cowled figure, followed by a dozen hovering silver robot henchmen. Who is this? Oh, this is... okay. I'm not exactly sure how this... okay, but I'll do my best. Yes! The figure crackled, raising a staff above his head. Surrender now or face the consequences! A sudden flash of lightning illuminated the figure for a moment, revealing not a face, but a yellow skull. Skeletor! Boulder cried. I should have known. He turned to Rainbow Dash, a pleading look in his eyes. Rainbow Dash, we're outnumbered. You need to escape. You're our only hope. I am? Rainbow Dash skirted backwards in shock, before shaking her head and fixing herself in a defiant pose. Rainbow Dash doesn't abandon friends. Friends, Boulder. Bring it on! The two nodded between each other and raced forward into battle. Rainbow Dash headed straight for the skeleton creature, which gasped in surprise as it was knocked backwards by the force of her leap. Her victory was short-lived as a laser blast scorched through the air, hitting her straight in the back. Good shot, Cobra Commander! Skeletor cackled in his helmet. Blue-jacketed humanoid Skeletor cackled as helmeted, blue-jacketed humanoid stalked forward. Shouldn't that say humanoids? I don't know. Indeed, Skeletor! The figure known as Cobra Commander leaned down to study Rainbow Dash's face, tickling a hand under her chin. Finally, Rainbow Dash is in our evil clutches. Finally, we can... He was cut off with a roar of jet engines. A large red-winged chariot swooped down from the sky and snatched up the stunned Rainbow Dash from the arms of Cobra Commander. Amidst the hail of laser fire, it curved back into the air, spewing out jets of flame as it roared away. Where am I? Rainbow Dash clutched her hand groggily as she took in her surroundings. She was strapped down securely with a belt in a plush chair. Inside some sort of metal box. Beside her was sitting another humanoid creature, this one wearing some sort of gray uniform with a large metal helmet. Hey! She tugged on the belt in frustration. What's going on? Whose side are you on? The figure turned and gave a quick salute. Before giving a sharp turn on the wheel in front of him, the metal box shifted, and from out of the window, Rainbow Dash could see that they were high in the air, flying closer and closer to Ponyville. I don't know who this is. Just a second, let me go find them. Okay, I'm back. I couldn't find who the heck this Matt Tracker guy is, so I decided to just make it up. Okay? Don't worry, Rainbow Dash, the figure boomed. We're all in this together. My name's Matt Tracker. I work for an organization called MASK, and this is my car, the Thunderhawk. I'll explain more when we land. The Thunderhawk shifted again suddenly, and Rainbow Dash pressed her nose up against a window, seeing a pair of missiles spiraling away from behind them to explode harmlessly like fireworks in the air. That's not good. No. Sorry. No. Matt Tracker twisted the wheel of the craft again, banking steeply to turn and bring his own weapons to bear, sending out bright laser bolts into the sky. Curses! He exclaimed as a trio of metal wedged blazed into view. Decepticon Seekers! Decepticon Seekers! He craned forward as more figures came flying towards them from all angles. And they've teamed up with the Skeleton Warriors. Hang on, Rainbow Dash! I don't know why I can't remember how I did it. Just literally 5 seconds ago. I can't even remember how I was supposed to make Matt Tracker. The Thunderhawk swept through the air as it was followed by the Decepticons, who let loose with volley after volley of missiles. Turning the Thunderhawk at a sharp right angle confused the missiles. Turning the Thunderhawk at a sharp right angle confused the missiles, which spanned off into space, impacting on a gaggle of skeleton warriors and causing a shower of evil bones to fall from the sky. They were not out of danger, however, as a flock of strange dragon-like creatures, each with a black cloaked rider, hovered into view. Ring Raiders! Matt Tracker's voice was tinged with fear. Rainbow Dash looked around desperately through each window. On one side were the Decepticons, and on the other flying skeletons, and completing the trap were the Wraiths. Be brave, Rainbow Dash! Matt Tracker pulled off his helmet to wipe away his tears. It's the end! It was not to be. A blazing rainbow of light exploded from the darkness, instantly evaporating the evil ring wraiths as it touched them. Matt Tracker punched the air in delight, revving up the engines. Yes! He cried. Reinforcements have arrived! It's Rainbow Bright and the Care Bears? What? This is so stupid! Literally. Sliding down the rainbow beam of light came a small girl in multicolored garments, waving a magical wand at the enemies, who now started to try to flee in confusion. Their attempts at escape were thwarted by an armada of cloud cars, each carrying a small fuzzy bear that shot rainbow lasers from their chest. Oh, I could do that, Rainbow Dash muttered, sinking into her chair uselessly. I just don't want to. The Thunderhawk sped away from the pitched aerial battle before touching down with a hiss of rocket exhausts in a quiet clearing outside of Ponyville. Rainbow Dash leapt out of the door, craning her neck high as she watched the exchange of laser fire and rainbow bolts. Awesome! She marveled at the free light show before turning to Matt Tracker with a suspicious scowl. Okay, just what's going on? Matt Tracker placed his helmet on the back of his vehicle and snapped his fingers. From the undergrowth, more creatures emerged. Some were humanoid like Matt. Others were strange metal creatures and bizarre animals. I don't know if there's... I guess it's... Equestria is in the middle of a war, Rainbow Dash. A war that only you can stop. I guess this is... Sorry we're late. A humanoid in a cowboy hat staggered stiffly up to Matt Tracker. The enemy deployed several pop-up pirates and a unit of hungry hippos. G.I. Joe and Action Force are still pinned down. The Centurions are moving in to support them, though. But we lost the Visionaries to the surprise Zoid ambush. I don't know who Marshall Bravestar is, so that's my Marshall Bravestar there. Thank you, Marshall Bravestar. Matt shook his head grimly at the news before turning back to Rainbow Dash. Our leader is here. He can tell you more. Another figure stepped from the shadows. A tall black human creature wearing a loose-fitting vest. This was a face Rainbow Dash recognized instantly. Michael Jordan! She squeaked, backing away as she patted imaginary pockets. I'm sorry, look, I don't have any drugs. Michael Jordan shook his head and flashed a smile. No, Rainbow Dash, I'm here on business this time. I'm going down, Rainbow Dash. Oh, it's going down, Rainbow Dash. You mean... Rainbow Dash's mouth fell open as she tried to comprehend what was happening. Yes, Michael Jordan nodded firmly. Another Space Jam, and this time the enemies aren't using a basketball as the ball. He pointed up to the night sky. At first, Rainbow Dash couldn't understand what he was pointing at. It was just the moon in the sky, and another moon. There were two moons. It can't be! Rainbow Dash's mouth as she realized what the second moon was. The Death Star! Oh! This is so bad. It's literally making me stupider. At first, Rainbow Dash couldn't understand what he was pointing. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Yes, that is the ball in the second Space Jam. Michael Jordan knelt down to ruffle Rainbow Dash's hair. Rainbow Dash, the only thing that can defeat the enemy is an artifact of great power that was hidden amongst the possessions of Twilight Sparkle. I seem to have forgotten how to do Michael Jordan. My bad. Rainbow Dash frowned. Hang on! I thought I was supposed to be the hero. Why don't you just go to Twilight to... No, Twilight cannot know. Wait, what? Who is this? I guess it's his booming voice, so... No, Twilight cannot know. A booming voice rang out, and with a grinding of gears, Matt Tracker's Thunderhawk twisted and turned, revealing arms and legs, until a large shining robot stood towering above them. Twilight must never know, he cried. Oh, wow! Are you a Transformer? Rainbow Dash forgot the sudden danger and looked up at the robot with a filly-like sparkle in her eyes. Yeah, kind of. The robot rubbed the back of his neck awkwardly. I'm a go-bit... That doesn't matter now. It pointed a finger to Rainbow Dash sternly. No pony must know of this secret mission. Only you, Rainbow Dash. Only you. It's true, Matt Tracker smiled grimly. Twilight Sparkle is actually the master, but under a strong hypnotic spell. What? Any knowledge of the event of this night will break the spell and turn her into her true evil self. I see, Rainbow Dash realized the true weight of her task. But what does this object look like? And I'm injured. She flapped her broken wing weakly. I can't possibly do much good with this. The object is a magical helmet, Michael Jordan replied, disguised as a normal object of clothing. It is, in fact, a powerful device which the wearer can use to stop all evil, and don't worry about your injuries. He picked up a large satchel stuffed full of bottles and hooked it over Rainbow Dash's back, which sagged suddenly under the weight. Our best scientist, Doc Brown, has developed a magic potion with the help of Gandalf. If you drink enough, it will fix your wing. I can't remember how I did Michael Jordan, but I did it so well just a little while ago. Rainbow Dash pulled one of the bottles out of the satchel, turning it over in her hooves. Hey, it says hard cider, she exclaimed before taking a hesitant swig. Of course, Michael Jordan continued. The magic potion has been stored in bottles of hard cider so that any pony who sees you wandering through Ponyville drinking at night will think you're just having a merry evening, not drinking magic potions on a secret mission for the forces of good. And I can't remember how I did Michael Jordan. Of course. I think that's how he is. I don't know. I haven't heard Michael Jordan's voice for such a long time, so I wouldn't even know. Rainbow Dash finished the bottle and wiped her mouth with a satisfied smack of her lips. Already she could feel the feathers of her wings mending themselves. Great stuff, she announced happily. I'm ready. Go! Matt Tracker cried out as from the south there came a massive explosion and a roar of engines. They found us, Rainbow Dash! Run! Run to Ponyville! We'll hold them off! With that, Rainbow Dash ran as fast as she could. Rainbow Dash swigged a third bottle of magic potion as she raced into Ponyville. Her wing was still aching, though it was starting to feel much better. She gave it a hesitant flap before recoiling as jolts of pain rolled down her spine. You seem to be in trouble here, a voice hissed from the shadows. Ming the Merciless! Rainbow Dash exclaimed as a green-skinned oriental figure stepped into view. I don't know who any of these people are, so I'm going to make it up. Before the Galactic Overlord could raise his hand to blast her with his magic ring, Rainbow Dash leapt into action, throwing her empty bottle at Ming's head. It hit him dead on, rebounding off his face and smashing the window of Daisy's house. You fool! Ming fell to the ground as around him soldiers clad in blue uniforms that bore the legend Cobra raced onto the scene. Get her! A volley of shots rang out from a nearby rooftop, and 3 of the Cobra soldiers instantly fell down. 4 cowboy-hatted figures stood proudly against the night sky. I don't know who this Galaxy Ranger... I don't know who they... Run, Rainbow Dash, run! One of the figures called down. Thanks, Galaxy Rangers! Rainbow Dash quickly gulped down another bottle of potion, throwing the empty glass bottle at Ming again. This one missed. Hurtling instead into the window of the mayor's house. Without looking back, Rainbow scurried into a nearby alleyway, away from the intensifying laser fight. She panted to catch her breath. Unfortunately, there was no such respite. Man, this story is so bad. Not bad, but I mean so stupid. Oh, who is this? Oh. How do I do Krang? I haven't seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I guess. Die, Rainbow Dash, die! From the darkness, a small pink tentacle creature leaped from her, curling its tentacles around Rainbow Dash's throat and gnashing its evil teeth. Rainbow Dash found herself staring into the face of evil itself. Krang! She hissed, struggling with the tiny tentacle alien warlord. She staggered backwards, knocking down a nearby fence as the two grappled with each other. Rainbow Dash tripped over, her hooves unable to gain traction on the alien as it reached for her throat. From the corner of her eye, she could see she had ended up in Carrot Top's garden. With the supreme force of will, she stood up and propelled herself forward into Carrot Top's greenhouse, letting Krang take the brunt. I think it's supposed to be brunt of the blow. As the glass dug into Krang's back, the slimy pink tentacle unfurled, and Rainbow Dash could finally breathe again. Better luck next time, loser! Rainbow Dash sneered down at the twitching alien before swinging down another bottle of magic potion. Her wing is in much better shape now. She gave a hard flap, helping to propel herself over the next fence and back into the street. As the ponies of Ponyville slept soundly in bed, the town became a war zone. How are they don't know this? Why is there not panic? Bodies lay everywhere as the forces of good and evil played out their final battle. Rainbow Dash gingerly stepped over a glowworm as it grappled into mortal combat with a living Rubik's Cube. Street sharks were bare-fist brawling with biker mice from Mars. In front of the town hall, the real Ghostbusters fought furiously with the Filmation Ghostbusters, but they weren't What? And at the far end of the town, she could see that G.I. Joe had arrived, but obviously out of ammunition, had instead turned to toilet paper, throwing reel after reel of pink roll at the enemy. This isn't making any sense! Who are half of these people? I know the Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters, but glowworms? What? And street sharks and biker mice from... What? This is so stupid. Shut up, Daniel. Quick, Rainbow Dash! Michael Jordan shoved a stack of toilet paper into Rainbow Dash's hooves. Rainbow Dash instantly sprang into action, lobbing the paper into the air like a giant paper streamer. It hit a ring raider, which had come in for a starving run, causing it to explode. The remaining toilet paper landed atop a lamppost. Well, why not just have combustible lemons instead? That sounds a lot easier. I'm just saying. Rainbow Dash quickly drank another bottle of potion, hefting the bottle and throwing it at a helmeted figure which was about to launch a roll of toilet paper at the back of the thunder tank. The figure fell over with a crunch. Finally! Rainbow Dash leapt upon the figure, pinning him down with her two front hooves. Now it's just you and me, Cobra Commander! She yanked off Cobra Commander's faceplate with a victorious cry, before recoiling in shock. Under the helmet, her own face stared back at her. Yes, I was you all the time, the face of Rainbow Dash sneered up. I am Rainbow Dash, too, your dark side. There are many Rainbow Dashes throughout the multiverse, each with their own unique number. No! No! Rainbow Dash punched the air in anger. I am not a number! I am a free man! She leapt off the stricken Cobra Commander and began to race toward the library. Cover me, Michael! She cried. I'm going for it! It's time! Michael Jordan shouted, curling one hand into a fist and lifting it into the air, his magic ring glinting. Earth! Fire! No! Shouted Matt. Sorry, that's me saying no, not Matt Tucker. Shouted Matt Tracker, hoisting his own ring aloft. I know what's going to happen. Wind! Cried Jem. I don't know who Brian Blessed is. Water! Bellowed Brian Blessed. Heart, mumbled Mr. T, slightly shamefaced.
Fire powers combined!
A mighty voice shook out as 5 beams of light from the rings converged into the sky, and a blue-green figure blazed into existence. I am Captain Planet! No! Cobra Commander was back on her feet now, somehow shaking a hand. Godzilla! King Kong! Get over here! From the horizon came a terrible roar, and 2 massive beasts of destruction thundered into view. Michael Jordan threw another ream of toilet paper at Cobra Commander's head before barking out the immortal order. Gentlemen, combine into Ultron, and I'll form the head. I know that was Michael Jordan, but I don't care. Rainbow Dash gazed up at the mighty Voltron formed in the middle of Ponyville, but then turned back toward the library. She had a job to do. Sneakily smashing the glass in one of the windows, she crept inside with the minimum of fuss. Now, she muttered, looking into the quiet library, being careful not to make any noise which would wake Twilight. But the war outside's wouldn't do that? Oh my dear. I have so much left. I don't know what happened. Oh, darn it. I think I just saw the words Jeff Goldblum. I'm not even halfway done with the story yet. Oh, there we go. Where will I find the helmet? I don't know who this is. I don't know who this person is. Having problems? Rainbow Dash turned in surprise to see a bulky, surgery-looking figure already in the library, moving toward her on thick legs, which resembled licorice. Bertie Bassett, she exclaimed at the evil creature made of sweets. Don't tell me you're in the evil League of Evil too. Quite so, my dear, Bertie Bassett would have snarled, but his face was fixed in a sugary grin. Time to die, Rainbow Dash. Not so! Rainbow Dash leapt toward a table on which stood a yellow bottle of lemonade. Lemonade breaks down the chemical bonds in sweets, she exclaimed in victory as she shook the bottle, spraying the amber contents all over Bertie Bassett. I don't even know who that is. As well as half of the room in the process. She ran around the room as Bertie Bassett flailed in agony, drenching him, the sofa, and the bookcases. Soon he was nothing more than a pile of mush. Rainbow Dash stepped around the soggy remains. Sorry, Twilight, she muttered to herself, but I'm sure you'll forgive me for this. Um. Oh. What? It says here that this person who's talking is Jeff Goldblum Raptor. I don't even know who that is. So, I guess I'll just do my best. Very good, Rainbow Dash, snapped a sharp voice, as from the shadows stalked a vicious creature from Rainbow Dash's worst nightmares, all teeth and claws. But how will you face me? Jeff Goldblum Raptor! I don't even know what that means! Rainbow Dash tensed up, the hairs on her back prickling with fear. She kept her cool, trying not to show one quiver of fear in her voice. One-on-one, Jeff Goldblum Raptor. After I've taken down all your friends, do you really think you can beat me? Jeff Goldblum Raptor smiled. Probably, but just to even the odds, I brought some friends. A claw reached over to a small metal panel and pressed a big red button. From out of the kitchen crashed a gigantic T-Rex bristling with lasers and cannons, along with several smaller dinosaurs, all similarly armed. Dino Riders! Rainbow Dash gasped. You have no pity! Let this be our final battle! Jeff Goldblum Raptor leapt at Rainbow Dash, fangs bared. Rainbow Dash took another swig of magic potion, hurtling the bottle across the room. It hit the T-Rex squarely in the face, causing its laser to fire and hit Jeff Goldblum Raptor in the back. It's all about maths, Rainbow Dash smirked smugly at the fallen raptor. But her foe was not yet done. With an almost superhuman effort, Jeff Goldblum Raptor struggled to his feet. I have more tricks up my sleeve, he hissed, as his scaly body suddenly erupted with fire. Hairs in his fine hair. He hissed as his scaly body suddenly erupted with fine hairs, his eyes turning into massive orbs. The clear wings unfurled from his body. Behold, my fly form! Now supporting a proboscis instead of a mouth, the creature gave a deep breath before hurling a spray of deadly vomit at Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash leapt out of the way in the nick of time. She knew from her many studies that a fly's greatest weapon was its vomit. Panting, she crashed into a bookcase. Oh, panting, not panic. Oh. Panting, she crashed into a bookcase, sending lemonade-soaked books everywhere as the vomit flew past her and hit the wall. You can't escape this easily, Jeff Goldblum Fly blurbed, letting loose another spew of vomit. This time, Rainbow Dash rolled out of the way of the vomit. This time, Rainbow Dash rolled out of the way, and the vomit impacted harmlessly with Twilight's sofa. I can't keep this up forever, Rainbow Dash grunted, as from the corner of her eyes she saw the Dino Riders moving in for the kill. Jeff Goldblum Fly stalked closer, too, but Rainbow Dash saw he had made a terrible mistake, because the dinosaurs had moved. The door of the kitchen was now unguarded. Pausing only to drink another bottle of magic potion and throw it at the evil fly, she raced toward the kitchen, not stopping as she threw open all the cupboards to spill their contents everywhere until she had found what she was looking for. What? Strawberry jam! She grinned, hefting the jam into her hooves as she threw it as hard as she could at the dinosaurs. It exploded, covering the Syrians with delicious sticky jam. What? No, jam, my only weakness. Jeff Goldblum Fly tried to fight his natural fly urges, but was unable to as he was inexplicably drawn toward the dinosaurs, leaping upon them in order to greedily suck up all the jam. In the confusion, Rainbow Dash darted across the room, not caring that her coat was covered in unsightly lemonade and icky fly vomit. She slowed down as she hit the stairs, creeping as quietly as she could into Twilight's room. Her ragged panting was masked somewhat by Twilight's snoring, as the purple pony slept soundly in her bed. Rainbow Dash Rainbow Dash risked a quick glance out of a window. The center of Ponyville, Voltron and Captain Planet were battling Godzilla and King Kong. Battling Godzilla and King Kong. In the distance, she could see the massive forms of Unicron and Galactus approaching. She knew there was not much time left. Come on, think! Rainbow Dash started to pull open Twilight's drawers and closets, frantically throwing out all her clothes as she searched for the magical helmet. Feeling a twinge in her ring, she gulped down another bottle of potion, unceremoniously hurling the bottle onto the floor. There would be time for necessities when the entire world wasn't in danger. Suddenly, Rainbow Dash gasped out as she touched an item of clothing. The magical aura of it gave off an apparent even to her. It had to be the helmet. Carefully, she pulled the item out and examined it. The magical helmet was well disguised. To any other pony, it would look like Twilight Sparkle's underwear. Ugh. But Rainbow Dash knew it held far more secrets. With a solemn look, she pulled the underwear over her head. Oh, this is so stupid. Instantly feeling the power coursing through her body. Ugh. This person was obviously drugged up or very drunk when he was writing this. With a cry of, "Sorry, Twilight, no time to lose," Rainbow Dash leapt through Twilight's window, flapping her wings to escape the shards of glass as she hit the ground, rolling to a stop. Before her, the desperate battle for Equestria raged. In the sky, the Death Star started to glow as its weapons powered up. Rainbow Dash scrunched up her eyes, channeling the power of the helmet. A pure beam of energy launched from her and into the night sky. Before night was temporarily turned into day as the Death Star exploded. Godzilla paused, one of his tiny arms in mid-punch as he looked up at the bright sky. Cobra Commander. Cobra Commander, riding on Godzilla's back, gave a cry of defeat. "Retreat!" he railed out. "Curse you, Rainbow Dash! One!" Rainbow Dash felt her knees give way as exhaustion finally overtook her and she collapsed into the town square. She looked up to see the smiling face of Michael Jordan above her. "Well done, Rainbow Dash. You saved the day," he beamed. "Now I must go. My planet needs me." A flash of light enveloped him and the other champions of good, and they vanished. Rainbow Dash rolled onto her back, letting her satchel spill open and the remaining bottles roll out. "I did it!" she moaned, punching the air weakly. Her coat was still matted with the fly vomit and lemonade. Around her, Ponyville lay in ruins, covered in toilet paper, the streets littered with broken windows and smashed bottles. But she had done it. She had saved Equestria. She was a hero. And that, officers, Rainbow Dash tapped her hooves on the interview room's table, giving a hopeful smile to the unimpressed police sergeant, was the reason you found me passed out in the middle of Ponyville the next morning. The end. Finally. That was terrible. That made no sense. All those stupid 80s references and stuff. No bueno. No bueno. So yeah, I'll record another story. I gotta go type my paper now. Sorry if there was noises in the background or whatever. Just my thing. Anyway, so I'll record another story, possibly the next chapter of Mystery, Murder, and Mayhem, or Magic, Mayhem, and Murder. Oh my! Yeah. So also another quick thing. Multi fanfic a day. Good friend of mine just recently got let me check how many it was. 250 subscribers, which is a very big accomplishment. So I want you all to go over there and subscribe to him. He does a lot of great stories, readings. He's a great guy in general. He's awesome. So yeah, go over to subscribe to him and whatnot. And so until the next story, I will see you guys later. Brony on!